Hey guys, welcome back to Lost Connection Tarot. I'm Benjamin Snavely, and you have walked right into episode 20 of my series, What Message Do I Need to Hear Right Now? And today's episode is, let me check. How do I, no. I thought I had it all figured out. What did I miss? Now, with every video for this series, I do a 4-card spread. I look at the issue, why we're asking the question, the challenge, the opportunity, and then the most likely outcome. This reading is for anyone and everyone, all signs of the zodiac. Basically, if you, the querent, the questioner, the listener, thought you had it all figured out and now you realize you don't, what did you miss? Well, let's look at the issue, your new challenge that you're facing, well, an opportunity that presents itself, and then your most likely outcome. Okay? So today I will be using the Deviant Moon Tarot. I do love this tarot. I bought it for myself right when I got back to the United States. And it's treated me extremely well, regardless of the images that may throw some people off. It's not as deviant as you would think, but I do like it. Anywho, moving on. Oh, and it's by Patrick Valenza. Alright, so I thought I had it all figured out. What did I miss? This is for anyone listening. This is the message they need to hear right now. What is the issue? What is the challenge? The opportunity and the most likely outcome for anybody listening to this video who thought they had it all figured out. Now they recognize they missed something. What did they miss? What is the issue? What is their challenge, their opportunity, and their most likely outcome? Okay, issue, challenge, opportunity, oh, makes sense, and most likely outcome. Okay, we may need a 5th card, which I've never done before, but I'm starting to vibe with this a little bit better. Okay, so let's do this. So what is the issue? I thought I had it all figured out. What did I miss? Okay, you just left something. If you look at this card, you got the six of Swords. And you see this wreckage down here? The fire is ablaze. And how this person is leaving it, his back is against it, and he's moving to this land, the unknown. We don't know much about it, but it is unknown, and it is different from the wreckage that he is leaving. So this is his past, or their past, and he is moving to the future, the unknown. What he is taking with him are his 6 swords that he has pulled up from his subconscious. The swords represent truths, things that he recognizes as true. So through this experience that was good and then eventually led to him leaving, or them leaving, that destruction, that chaos, helped them understand an integral truths about them and what they want and their journey. So this is you, okay? You thought you knew everything, and then you're now questioning, what did I miss, right? Well, what is the issue? Is here you are leaving this wreckage, you're now here, and you're probably thinking about this because it was such a big part of your life. It had so much time, so much energy, so much value into it, and now it's all gone. And now you're here picking up the pieces, starting completely over. And yes, you have your truth with you, right? But that's it. It's just all in your head. And you're only at the 6. You're not even at the 10, which would be a new level of completion. And so you're so close to the chaos, which was the 5, okay, which is fear, and now you have overcome that fear, and now you're moving away from it, but you're still in the unknown. You still have to work through this knowledge and this experience that you gained to get yourself to deeper understanding that your intellect will get in time as you continue in this new unknown territory. Okay, so that is the issue. Now, your challenge is the Three of Swords. So let's see how to read this. Now, as you can see, it's very upfront what the meaning is, and as you can see, both of these are intellectual. So this has to do with our mind. So you would think that the Three of Cups, if we're going to talk about heartbreak or sorrow, we would be dealing with cups, our emotions. But no, our ego is hurt, right? Our ego, because when I say this is my boyfriend, this is my girlfriend, this is my partner, that is a type of control. Okay, that is saying this person, I identify with them, and they're a part of my identity, and that's why we get jealous. That's why we get angry. That's why if they don't call, we start suspecting things like, "Ooh, what are they doing behind our backs?" Right? And and that just shows codependency. And so then when that inevitably fails, we're heartbroken. But we're not actually heartbroken. Well, I mean, we are to an extent, especially because we obviously are human and we do care. Um, but it wasn't a deep connection because you're missing something, and that something that I'll get into in the third card. But here at the Three of Swords, it's backstabbing, it's betrayal, it's heartbreak, it's sorrow, it's loss, right? So here, this woman is like, "Oh, woe is me. Here I am, another lonely woman or lonely person who has their heart broken. I guess I'll just be single forever. Hashtag suck life, whatever. I don't know." Anyways, all I'm saying is, your challenge, right, is either to have a heartbreak and to get over it, and then to realize that there's more to life than that, or your challenge is to get over the heartbreak that just happened to you, and that's why you're leaving it, right? So you're leaving an emotional, destructive past that burnt your world up, right? Literally went up in flames. And so you're leaving that wreckage, and now you're dealing with the loss. Now you're dealing with the sorrow. Now you're dealing with the heartache, okay? And that's hard. I mean, that's literally hard. I know from experience. I'm a divorced man, and that is hard, okay? It takes you to very deep levels of yourself. And you have to pick up those pieces. And so, right now, why is she in the moonlight? Because her fears are still there. All right, so your challenge is to get over this heartbreak that you feel. Whether you have been betrayed, whether you have been backstabbed, whether someone has pulled the wool from your eyes and the truth has been revealed, and that revelation is not pretty. Either way, we have to move past that. Otherwise, that that entity, that person, that relationship, whatever wins, and then we're never truly healed, and we're always holding on to this in the past, and we're never actually living in our future. We're not living in our present. Sorry, living in our future. We're not living in our present if we're continuously harboring our past ache. So, your challenge is to get over this ordeal. So, I thought I had it all figured out. What if that is the idea? Like, I was in love with this person, right? They promised me the moon. We were going to get married. We were going to have kids. Maybe you have kids. And now you're left picking up the pieces. Like, what the fuck was that? Like, are you kidding me? Like, who was that person? Blah, 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 blah. What did I do in that? Blah, 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 blah. Like, I deserve better. And you still don't understand it. 2 years later, 3 years later, 4 years later, you may never come to an understanding of what happened. All you can do is recognize the part you played in it, forgive yourself, forgive others, say you're sorry because I'm sure you weren't innocent in all of this, recognize the part you played, and then pick up the pieces and then move on. Because I promise you, whoever this is, whoever broke your heart, whatever you're trying to get over, you weren't with this person when you were born and you've been with them ever since, and just now you're losing them. No, you were an individual before this person ever came into your life. You had your own life. You had your own friends. You had your own thoughts. You had a life of your own, doing your thing. And then lo and behold, you met somebody, um, and now that is over and done with, and you're dealing with that sorrow. You're dealing with that loss, and you got to move on. So, what is the opportunity? What can you do in this situation? How? What's the best way, right, to get over this? Well, Five of Pentacles. Now, this means spiritual poverty. All right. So, you see the eye, and you see, recognize the church, and you see this person, and he's like searching. All right. So, Pentacles represent Earth. All right. And all fives in the major or in the minor arcana are. Oh, I was in my own head. Sorry. Well, it's all about destruction. It's all about chaos. It's all about catabolism. I use that word a lot with fives because it makes sense. It's simply the destruction of atoms so it can be moved and turned into a new form, a new entity. So when you eat an apple or an orange, you eat that apple and it disintegrates and then it goes through your body, and the things that you need, you use it, and it gets transformed. That energy gets transformed into something else, right? Calories, and then the waste gets transformed into something else, waste, and then that waste goes somewhere, and if it wasn't modern society, it would probably be put back into earth, and then the earth would use those nutrients that we considered waste to build some other entity or form. So that's catabolism. So at the five, we're always at just kind of weeding out all of this stuff, kind of going through the hurricane and getting rid of things that don't work and holding on to the few fragments that do, and trying to move on. And the reason I say spiritual poverty is because with the Five of Pentacles specifically, we think that all of the answers are here on earth. We think that happiness is going to come outside of ourselves. Like, I will be happy when I get that job. I will be satisfied when I have a family. I will be happy and content when I marry this person, the right man or the right woman. I will be happy when I have friends. I will be satisfied when I have so much money in my bank account, right? These are all things outside of us. And I'm telling you, those things will give you some amount of joy, but they will never give you true joy because it doesn't come from inside of yourself. And if anytime you're depending on something else to bring you happiness, you will actually find the opposite. All right? So that's why I call it spiritual poverty, is because you're not looking towards your spirit. You're not even searching for it because maybe you're an atheist. Maybe you think that you're just going to go through the rhetoric, and you're going to go through what do you call it, the rituals of the church, but you don't actually believe it. Maybe it makes some sense, and you like the community aspect of church, and you like the idea of the message, because they always talk about peace and forgiveness and love and acceptance and blah blah blah, but the actual story, just there's too many contradictions, and so it doesn't make sense, and you never took the time to search for it, right? Because that's not what the world wants you to do. They've already given you the answer. The answer is God. The answer is Buddha. The answer is Allah. The answer is whatever, Seven-Day Adventist. The answer is blah. But it's, again, outside of yourself, isn't it? It's not inside. And so you need to search inside of yourself and recognize that you are the truth and you are the answer and you are the one that is going to make you happy. Nothing else outside of yourself will give you complete serenity other than recognizing your truth. And the only way to recognize your own truth is by doing the hard ass work of digging down deep and figuring out who you are, and then emanating that, and then start listening to it. And then your whole life will change because you're no longer doing what society expects you to do, what your parents expect you to do, what your spouse or mate or whatever expects you to do. or what your ideologies expect you to do, you're now listening to the only thing that actually matters, which is your intuition, your gut. And then after you listen to it and you get emotionally fulfilled from it and you recognize that it's good, right? Because your intuition, your spirit will never ever tell you anything negative or bad. If it does, you're not listening to your true self. You're probably listening to your ego, okay? And you're trying to control or dictate certain circumstances to get certain things in your life, right? And again, that is your ego, and it is controlling you, and it is pushing you in a way that you think is going to make you happy. And again, this is because somebody has told you that this is the answer, this is the path, this is the way. Until you go and search for yourself, you will not know the truth. Nobody can bring you to yourself except for yourself. Okay? Nothing outside of you will give you the answer you are looking for. Okay? You can take all the drugs, you can have all the sex, you can go to every single religion, but all of those religions, they do have a kernel of truth. All right? They do. There's truth within it, and then they get propagandized, and leaders take control, and then they warp the message. But the kingdom of God is inside of you. Like, listen to the symbolism, listen to the metaphors and the analogies, and piece them all together. And every single religion has kernels of truth. And if you truly listen to it, they all say go inside and figure out who you are and recognize that is where the answer is. Okay? So, your opportunity is to stop searching outside of yourself, to actually lose all of these things, to find no more value in them, right? To recognize that status is not going to make you happy, to recognize that the job that you've always worked for, or your parents' happiness, none of that's not going to truly make you fulfilled. Yeah, it's going to make you happy to some degree, right? Of course it is. Just like money is going to make you happy to some degree. Now you don't have to worry about that. But that's not going to cure you and your spouse from fighting. That's not going to cure your kids from not wanting to interact with you. That's not going to cure your colleagues, I don't know, making fun of you behind your back, or you thinking you're superior to them, and therefore you not having any friends because you don't know how to engage with people because you think you're better than them. All I'm saying is, again, outside of yourself, it's going to give you some happiness, and the more you try to gain that type of happiness from that thing, it's like drinking. It just takes more and more to get drunk, right? So again, spiritual poverty, you may go through a time where you try anything and everything and experiment to understand that that's not the answer, and that's okay. Just don't hurt yourself to such a degree that you don't have an opportunity to get back on the path. And your path is to recognize the truth, and the truth is that it's inside of you. And once you find it, now you can start living the life that you're actually meant to live. Okay? So that is your opportunity. Now, your most likely outcome, it's the King of Wands in reverse. And as you can see, it's a man with children, but it's in reverse. And so the King of Wands would be a man of passion, would be a man of charisma, would be a man of highly spiritualized intuition and knowledge of self, right? He lets his passions drive him forward. And that's why they show a family man, because that family man, he wanted kids. He went and found a person that he could walk a life with, right? He had kids, and now he's a great family man because that's what he wanted. And it could be anything. This card simply represents a family man, but the King of Wands is the King of Fire, right? He is the man of mans because he is fire energy also as a wand. So all kings are fire, and then wands are fire. So he's fire, man. He's blazed up And that can mean also, especially when it's reversed, that it's out of control, that your spirit is out of whack, that you're not using your other aspects um, of your God-given gifts, which is your emotions, to be able to feel, hey, does this sit right with me? Does this feel good? Does it help my community? Does it help the people I love? Does it help others? Right? Or am I just bulldozing with my spirit, not caring about others because maybe I have a righteous mission and my mission is to educate people in this way, and the ends justify the means. So you become emotionally cold, and you let your fire just bulldoze a path in front of you because you think the ends justify the means. Well, you become a tyrant. Everybody in your way is just who cares and says, no, be softer, or no, think about this, think about the children, think about the earth, think about whatever. And you're like, oh, who cares about that? I know what I'm doing is right because I hear it from inside. But you're bulldozing and you're not using your other faculties, which is your emotions, right? Your heart, or your effing head, dude, or woman, or whatever. You have to also use your intellect. And then, what after all three of those things are utilized and in balance, then you can create something that is beneficial for all on Earth, as well as yourself. And so the most likely outcome currently is you have so much fire, and you can hear it so vividly that it almost consumes you, and you lose control of it. And so you want to be very careful with that. And that's why I said let's pull another card, okay? Because I don't like to end readings like that. So if the most likely outcome is the King of Wands, okay, how can we um, balance that energy? How can we balance our How can we balance our fire energy? That way, we cannot use authoritative power and control and just steamroll other people to get what we want simply because we believe we are listening to our intuition or our passion. Okay? We have to recognize we are part of a larger group. We are part of all human beings. And even if you think whatever you're doing is good for humans, if you start steamrolling humans for the betterment of all humans, you have misheard the message. So let's ask, what can we do? How do we balance the fire energy within us? Okay? And it says the Three of Wands in reverse. And that means, okay, so the Three of Wands is you are on a path and you're already creating something. And as you can see, this woman is birthing her idea, right? She is feeding her her garden, and she's watching it bloom through her hard work, right? That's coming from her gut, from her willpower. And so it's in reverse. So this thing that you're working on, and as it being reversed, it means to take a step back and to recalibrate and restructure maybe your method or the way you're going to advance the project. Okay, whatever that is. So once you figure out who you truly are, and once you've gotten over the heartbreak after you have moved from the wreckage of the past, remember, you thought you had everything under control. What did you miss? Okay, well, it looks like what you missed is understanding yourself, right? And understanding your true essence, and recognizing that money isn't everything, that it's not going to give you the complete package, right? And so once you figure out who you are, you have this passion, but it's so fervent, it's so wild that it seems to consume you, and so it just tells you to take a step back and reassess and reevaluate your purpose, and reevaluate how you want to use your spirit and how you want to use your passion and how do you want to use this positive energy that is driving you forward for the betterment of yourself and others. Okay, so it says simply go back to that drawing board and rethink what you are doing to make sure that you don't steamroll others with your passion and your fire energy. Okay? So you thought you had it all under control. What did you miss? I mean, now that I think about it, what if we're talking about a business venture? You know, what if someone kicked you out of of your own company, and so you move away and you feel heartbroken, and now you have to start over. But now you're gonna start over in a new way, a new light. You're gonna first kind of like zen yourself. You're gonna center yourself and figure out who you are and what you represent, and that's gonna be like the the way you structure the company. But you want to be careful with your passion that you don't bulldoze and think that what you have is so good that you treat other people like shit. Okay, other people have other valuable ideas, and just because you got burned in the past doesn't mean that you shouldn't share control with others. And I think that's what this is. You have to be very careful that because of your pain in the past and because you moved away from something and now you're starting from scratch and now you know who you are after you've gone through this arduous journey of going through all of these experiences, you need to recognize that just because you've been burned, you don't need to have such control that other people are afraid of you and other people are blinded by your illumination and don't even have the ability or confidence to speak up on anything because you just bulldoze them right down saying no, my idea is better, my idea is right. Okay, be careful with that. So go back and restructure what you are contemplating, what you're gestating, what you are wanting to build. And please don't use your pain from the past to build your future. Okay? Use it as knowledge and as experience, but we have to be able to trust ourselves as well as others to fully have true wealth in this world. All right? So you thought you had it all. You thought you understood it all. What did you miss? To me, you missed what you have done to your what you're building now, and because of what you went through. Okay, so and it seems like that's still your challenge. Your challenge is to get over that heartbreak. That the challenge is to get over that loss, and by doing that and doing it rightly, within that opportunity is discovering yourself. Okay, and then your most likely outcome is this type of I can do this all by myself. I have the confidence, I have the knowledge, I have the know-how, I have the passion, I have the drive, and therefore I'm going to do it. And all of you others, you're just going to be my little pawns that help me enact this, but I don't necessarily care for your well-being. And I want you to rethink that, and I want you to make them an integral part, and remember what you're building, and make sure that you're not building something for yourself in such a way that you don't let other people in because you've been hurt before in the past. Okay, so there is the reading. My name is Benjamin Snavely, and this is Lost Connection Tarot. If you like what you heard today, please hit subscribe. Please hit like. Send me a comment and tell me what you thought. If you would like different new content, go to my Instagram and Facebook feeds, which are all called Lost Connection Tarot. So, right, easy to find. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can find my calendar under the Book Now tabs in all three of those types of social media: Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. When you hit Book Now, you will see all of the readings that I offer, and as well as the prices, and then you just simply click on the one you want, find the time that you want, and we're golden. And then I will see you at that date and time. So I hope to see you guys soon. Take care. Goodbye.